first weekend, won them all. How do you feel about how things went?
I'm glad. I'm happy. I mean, I don't really expect less from this team, but I'm glad we were out there. We played LSU Softball, and I'm just happy to see everything we've worked on all fall in this early month of 2025. So I'm really happy with how it went.
What about the game against Southeastern? You play a game you fell behind, you had to rally, the game-winning play.
That was like the first game I was really a part of that had like a lot of pace, like the energy was there. Just Southeastern, they always bring a big crowd, and it was just exciting to be a part of that environment. But at the end of the day, like, it wasn't my best game, but I just knew in that moment, in the 7th inning, that just make the moment small and just do whatever I could for my team to get the win. So.
2 ranked opponents coming in this weekend, so are you anxious to see where you guys are at against some quality competition?
I feel comfortable. I feel like we're ready. Like, I feel like we're well prepared. Like, I know at the end of the day, like, if they're ranked or not, like, we're going to go out there, play LSU softball, and just have fun. So.
What were some of the things you wanted to do better that you're working on this week?
Just continue to just kind of play the game, play my own pace, not let any of the moments get too big, just continue to prepare myself, just feeling like more comfortable as every week goes on.
What was your biggest takeaway from the weekend as a whole, kind of being able to play with some of these new faces, everybody meshing together in actual competition? Leading into this weekend, like you said, some big games. What was like your biggest takeaway?
Just learning how we all play together. Again, like it's a completely kind of new team than it was last year that people are used to LSU softball being. So it was just glad to see like our newcomers, our transfers, just all the pieces kind of come together. It was just really exciting, and I'm just excited to play more softball.
What do you think of Hefner's debut?
Oh, it was incredible. Like, I've been telling a lot of people this, like, I could have told anyone it. Like, I wasn't surprised. Like, it could have went like that. Just facing her in practice, like, it's just great stuff. Like, I'm really happy she's on our team.
The first lefty here in like 30 years or so. In baseball, you talk a lot about lefty righty and all that. I mean, what do you think it means in softball? Do you think it's hard to hit a lefty when you're right-handed?
It's just something you're not used to, even lefties. Like, I feel like I hear it more from left-handed hitters. But it's just something people aren't used to. You're used to more righties, so when lefties come in and they're able to spin and move the ball like Jayden can, like, it's a challenge because you're not going to see it a lot. So, yeah, I'm just grateful again she's on our team.
How's LSU been for you so far?
Oh, it's been great. Second year, like, I just feel more comfortable. Like, I've been through the season before, even though I was injured last year. Like, I still got to see how SEC and how we prepare and just how the season goes. So I just feel like I kind of have like a little one-up. I just feel prepared. Like, I know what I'm going into, even though it's technically my first year, like, truly playing. So it's exciting.
Coming off last year where your season was cut short, and then to have an amazing opening weekend like that, how does that feel for you?
It was just surreal. Like, the moment, like, when I hit my first home run, like, it just was everything I've always wanted. Just growing up or just watching and hearing Lynn Rollins say pucker up. It's because pucker up and kiss it goodbye. Like, I was waiting for that moment to happen for me. And even though technically it was on TV, like, I could hear it while I was running around, and that's just all I really, like, have ever wanted. So it was just cool, but again, not gonna let the moment get too big. It's softball, it's a game of failure, so I'm just excited and just prepared for the next weekend. So.
Was your family here?
Yes, my family will be here almost every weekend. I have a brother that goes here, and then my parents will find any way to travel and be around. So.
I think I want to see the walk-ons after the game.
Probably.
And then Rollins.
Yes.
I guess, what has this week been like for you after the success you had last week?
It's fun. It's fun coming out here, seeing all the girls, and just all of them congratulating me on the SEC player, and just being able to come out here as a freshman and all the notice that I get on social media. But it's like seeing my family every day, and it's fun to come out here and still practice and throw batters.
How do you compartmentalize that, right, and still continue to work, I guess, that you need to do each every week?
I just pick pieces from the game that I could do better on. And you can always get better, new pitches, new form, whatever it is, and just finding little pieces that I can make myself better throughout the season.
That's something you can't try to do, right? You can't say, hey, I'm going to throw a perfect game today.
Yeah, it is. I just went out there just trying to do my best, and after the first or second inning, I wasn't as nervous. I was just going out there really comfortable with it. But she was talking to me, the whole infield was talking to me, just talking me through it. There is a video again before the inning just coming up to me and just making me breathe with her. And I'm just very grateful to have her out there with me as such an old 5th year, knowing the game, and just as a freshman, just being able to have someone with me.
When do you start to realize that it's a potential thing, right? And like, because it's just a game until it becomes a thing, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just every game's going to be different. Like every pitch is going to be different. I might have bad games, bad pitches. I give up home runs here and there, but it is what it is. The game is how it is, and as a pitcher, you just got to accept that and just try to move forward and be the best you can be.
You say like in the 5th inning, is it on your radar? In the 4th inning, is it on your radar? Like,
I did have that thought in the back of my mind, but when I do that, I start overthinking. So I'm just telling myself it's not a perfect game. You actually walked somebody, or no, you actually hit somebody. You got to hit, like they hit you. Just trying to tell myself that like it's not a perfect game, so I don't overwhelm myself with it.
And do your teammates kind of stay away from you to an extent? No one wants to jinx it or say anything about it or draw attention to it?
I think in the softball world, everybody knows not to say anything. So they were all just having me excited each inning as if it was just the first inning. They didn't say anything about it. Nobody said anything about it. It's just like you don't say it, so you don't worry about it until the game's over.
How much have you learned from Beth? Her being a pitching specialist, and this is your first year under her.
I've learned a lot. She's helped me mechanically and just working on my best pitches. Just being able to like perfect them and hit the right spots and hit different spots with them, and especially my mechanics, because when I got here my mechanics were really crazy, but I think a lot of people know that, but I feel like even just throughout the fall it's gotten so much better, and I'm just feeling so much better with my body and everything. So I'm really grateful to have her and just be able to talk to her. Is like I can tell her exactly how I'm feeling and she knows, or I can just talk to her one-on-one and not be uncomfortable. She's just really like welcoming and understanding and all of that.
When's the first time you met her? Seems like you've known her a long time, huh?
I went to a bunch of camps. I think I went to my first camp, I mean this could be wrong, but my first camp that I went to was summer of 2022, and it was like a 3-day camp, and that's when I really got to like understand that college is a big thing. So I was kind of just paying attention to all the other little things and how this team was like a family, how the coaches are like family, and they were just really sweet to me all the time, talking to me, helping me out throughout the camp. And I think that's like the first thing that I have to do with the coach. But she's always been the same, very quiet, but she's very sweet and she's very good. She really wants the best for all her players.
Because I remember you were coming to football games for a long time, like as a recruit. I think it was a long process. They were recruiting you early.
Yeah. My first football game was my visit my junior year, and it was really fun. I really got to enjoy the moment and see what it actually was like being a recruit there at LSU.
What about being left-handed? Do you think right-handed hitters or left-handed, they don't like seeing you, or is it an advantage? Or
I think our lefties, throwing to our batters, a lot of our lefties don't like it as much because I hit as lefty, and whenever I hit off lefty pitchers, it's kind of hard to see the ball. And since I do throw curveballs all the time, the lefties, they're like, it's really just hard to see, and it's really different from when Sid pitches to them. So I think it's harder since I do hit left-handed too. I see lefties, but I think it's harder.
what about being the first one here in like almost 30 years? They haven't had a lefty pitcher.
I really don't think that much about it. I hear it, but I mean, I'm here with all these girls, these amazing pitchers, and all these other amazing pitchers who are also lefties. Like, I don't see much about me being a lefty, and it's really cool, honestly, but I don't be like, oh my gosh, I'm a lefty, you know?
Right.
What's been the messaging this week? Did you guys turn the page from last week to this week?
The message.
The messaging, yeah.
I think we're just going to continue to play LSU softball. I think we're just staying prepared for the players that we're going to see, the batters that we're going to see, just the teams that we're going to see. We're just continuing to push forward and make adjustments, but still play LSU softball.
Because you have two ranked opponents coming in, and so fans will say, okay, how do they measure up and so forth, and do you approach it any differently, or just?
No, I just think we do the same thing, and we just continue to push our players and just continue to work and to be the best we can be, and that's just enough.
Do you feel any pressure to follow up the perfect game in your debut? Because that's like a really high early on in your career. Like, how do you recollect yourself after something like that?
I am a little nervous, but at the end of the day, it's softball. It's a game of failure, so it's good to step out there for my first time and just let people know that I am who I am and be grateful for the opportunity that I got. But just to know that if I do have a bad game, it is what it is. Like, it's again a game of failure. So I'm gonna have my uphill, I'm gonna have downhills, but I'm really excited to get this season started.
What do you like about LSU?
I've been answering this question a lot. I love the culture, just how they brought me in as a freshman, and really just not really knowing what to do, where I'm going to be, like the upperclassmen coming and helping me, the coaches helping me. It's very welcoming. Just everybody that's willing to help, like not even just the coaches, people that work here, but people that just work at LSU, just everybody, and it's very like, I don't know, one thing I would say is welcoming, just like a family environment.
Do you recall ever throwing a perfect game in high school or club or anything like that?
I did in high school. I don't know how many. I think I threw like maybe 2 or 3 in high school. But yeah.
Just a normal thing.
In high school, I was just throwing it as hard as I could, and it's just how it was. But yeah, I mean, it was fun, but it's been a while since I've thrown one.
Can you say your last name so we can make sure you're
Heavener.
Heavener?
Yes,
The
Heavener.
E-N is in there.
Yes, it is.